Corey Poirier back with the Timeless Secrets video series, and really stoked today to talk about another guest that we interviewed I guess probably about 2.5-3 years ago. Chalene Johnson, the creator of Turbo Jam. Some people call her Chalene, but I'll stick with Chalene for the rest of this this video. So Chalene Johnson, we were interviewing her, like I say, probably 2.5-3 years ago. And during the interview, she said something that really stuck with me. And so what that was is we were talking about Turbo Jam and how it became such a big phenomenon. And she said that her father was partially responsible for it, something that he said to her. And it was when she was making strides with Turbo Jam. She had actually courses and classes taking place at various centers. And he said, Chalene, this is great what you're doing with Turbo Jam, but how are you going to bring Turbo Jam to the world? And she said that really stuck with her and got her thinking, how could I bring and how can I bring Turbo Jam to the world? And then what happened was that started a process of her fielding offers and having discussions with different organizations like Guthy-Ranker and Beachbody to decide who would actually be the organization that she would partner with to release Turbo Jam. And ultimately she decided to go with Beachbody, which was a much smaller company. And I'm going by memory on this one, but I think even the offer was a little less. But she had that gut feeling that told her that it was the right fit for her, that they were the right synergy for her. And she said, so she's learned, over the years, and then that just I guess you'll say revalidated it or re-amplified it, that you always should go with your gut instinct first. So she went with her gut, she felt that Beachbody was the right fit, and lo and behold, all this time later, millions of copies of Turbo Jam later, it looks like she made the right decision. So again, what's the message we can take from this? The importance of going with your gut feeling. When you have a gut feeling and it just keeps saying go in that direction, you should listen to and go with that gut feeling. So think about that the next time you have a decision to make. Think, am I listening to my gut, or am I thinking with, let's say my head, or trying to think logically about this? But think, what is your gut telling you? Because again, more often than not, our first instincts are the right instincts. So I had a similar situation to what Chalene had that actually helped me take my career to the next level. I had a person whose name is Alan Andrews, and he's the founder of Andrews Hockey Growth, which is the organization that played the part in training Sidney Crosby. And I was having this conversation with Alan one day, and he said, I love all the stuff you're doing, Corey, but I wonder if you're thinking big enough. And at the time I had a provincial, so in Canada, a provincial business publication. And, I had a small regional book series. And I was speaking locally in the region, and he said, I just wonder if Corey's thinking big enough. And this became sort of that, I'm going to say, that ticking in my head that just kept asking, am I thinking big enough? And I made a lot of changes based on that one comment, just like Chalene did based on what her father said. So maybe there's 2 takeaways today. The other one is, ask yourself, am I thinking big enough? Maybe you don't need to think bigger. Maybe you're doing perfectly fine just now, but ask yourself that question to make sure. So these are sort of 2 takeaways you can ask today. Do I listen to my gut often enough? Next time this comes up, take the time to listen to your gut and ask yourself, am I thinking big enough? Or maybe even say, am I thinking too big? And judge accordingly and proceed accordingly. So until next time, again, I'm Corey Poirier. If you're interested to find out how you can bring me in to share timeless secrets with your organization and some exclusive insights we've learned during our interviews now with over 4,000 of the world's top achievers, you can find me at CoreyPoirier.com. And if you want to get yourself a free book, you can check out thebookofwhy.com, and you can actually grab a copy of our new book simply called Why. It'll ask for a code when you get to that page, and just use the word why. So lowercase W-H-Y. Until next time, I'm Corey Poirier, and this has been the Timeless Secrets.